In 2018, an incredible comeback for an athlete at Lindsey Wilson College. Cam Tessari from Monroeville, Ohio, was a high school state wrestling champion 4 times over. But when he pursued his college career, first at Ohio State, then Hofstra University in New York, things didn't go quite as planned. He eventually ended up in Columbia, Kentucky, where he would become a national champion. And Cam Tessari here with us today, along with his coach, Corey Ruff, head wrestling coach at Lindsey Wilson College, and Drew Tewell, who is developing a movie about Cam's journey. So tell us how you became aware of his story.
Sure. On Facebook, Mark Hazelwood, who is a sports writer and editor in Ohio for the Norwalk Reflector, he had written an article about Cam, and I just randomly, it popped up. I read it. As soon as I read it, I knew I needed to get in touch with him. And literally by the end of the day, I was on the phone with Mark.
And the Reflector did do some excellent articles on you. I read those to prepare for the interview. But let's go back to what happened for you. You started out in college, and we know college kids can kind of fall to some temptations, right?
Right. Yeah, my social life wasn't exactly what it should have been. I was out partying, drinking, got involved in the drug scene a little bit earlier. Not earlier, shouldn't have been doing it anyways. But yeah, just kind of fell into that lifestyle, and one thing led to another, and I'd lost my scholarship. Wasn't able to financially support my education at Ohio State, so I transferred to Hofstra, and it was more of the same, to be honest.
You're very close to New York City, so that was probably even escalated.
Yep, 15 minutes from New York City, 15 minutes from Long Beach, so.
So you opted to take a break from wrestling.
Correct.
And so you went home, worked for the family business, right? So at what point what was the turning point that you said, you know what, I really want to try this again?
Coach Ruff had actually reached out to me after my time at Ohio State, and at the time I still wanted to pursue D1 national championship, and didn't take him up on his offer, went to Hofstra, and after that didn't work out, he hit me up again, and this time I was willing to take the chance, and very thankful that I did.
You took that chance, but Coach, you really took a chance calling Cam here. He had been in all this trouble, and what made you think, you know what, I think this guy, he has the potential to be potentially a national championship winning athlete?
Well, winning the national title was definitely, we knew that his ability, his skill set. Honestly, the reason that he got the second, reached out a second time was just his sincerity with responding to the first attempt. A lot of times, big time athletes don't really want to communicate with, coaches at our level or something like that. And Cam was so respectful, so well spoken, that I knew a good person was in there, and I knew the trouble. So it was, something I kind of pride myself on is just helping develop young men, helping them, get through the obstacles and the things that may be in their way. So it seemed like a pretty easy choice for me.
And so, Cam, you came to Columbia, Kentucky, much smaller town than, New York City, and the home of OSU. What was that like for you being on that campus?
It was nice. I grew up in Monroeville, which was a really small town, and, the temptations just weren't there, so I was kind of setting myself up for success. At the time, Lindsey Wilson was in a dry county, so it was a 30-minute drive to get anything, to be honest, so it was a perfect situation for me to succeed.
And you did succeed. What was that like to then go and compete at the national level again and to emerge victorious?
It was awesome to just have the respect and trust of Coach Ruff that gave me all the confidence I needed, as I was confident in my skills and just thankful for the opportunity, and it was an amazing journey.
Something else pretty remarkable, and here's some photos from your Facebook page, but in the middle of all this, you were also, you fell in love, you started a family. I mean, that's pretty unusual for a college athlete to be doing those things as well.
Right. My fiance, we met the summer of my freshman year in high school, so we'd been together for a while, but yeah, about 3 months before the national tournament, my son was born. We had a little boy, Abraham, so we were living about 5 hours away from them. That was kind of tough, but they were very respectful with the situation that I was going through, and definitely wanted to see me succeed, so I'm thankful for that.
Little Abraham, a future wrestler?
I hope so. He looks like a soccer star to me right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Likes to kick things right now, huh? And so, Drew, again, this story really spoke to you, and you are making a film out of this. Where are you now in that process?
Currently writing the screenplay. There's a lot of moving pieces with making a movie. Getting some actors on board already. Not the lead character actors, but it's a lot of moving pieces. But right now I'm really focused on the screenplay.
You've been doing this for a while. You were telling me that you've worked with Tom Hanks. I mean, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah. I've worked in the film industry for 4.5 years and been developing another movie project for 5 years. Been a writer for way longer than that, so it's my passion, my calling.
So Cam, if you were like in charge and getting to pick who plays you in this movie, what actor would you choose?
Zac Efron.
Zac Efron.
He's a good-looking dude. I think I kind of look like him.
I get it. I see it. I like it. And Coach, what has this meant to Lindsey Wilson Wrestling? That's such a great spotlight on your program to have a national champion.
It is. You know, the movie thing is just, you know, icing on the cake, and it's such a good story to know all the intimate details of Cam's journey. I think a lot of people will learn from it, and obviously, you know, we might be able to utilize it, you know, to our advantage from a recruiting standpoint.
Sure.
Yeah, the story is, I'm just really proud of him.
Well, thanks to all three of you. And that movie about Cam Tessari, the wrestler for Lindsey Wilson College, is expected next year. In the meantime, you can stay up to date on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Cam Tessari Movie.